Joe,
All
welcome,
right.
baby. I'm so excited to have this call. You're actually one of the students that have been following me for a while, and you
Yeah.
finally decided to get started. The only other person that I know who has followed me longer than you is probably Ricky. He also did an interview. He was following me for a year before he joined the program. You actually took
Mhm.
action a lot sooner, and for that reason, you got results a lot sooner. So, yeah, I wanted to ask just mainly about you and your experience in the B.O.S.S program. So, before we get started, give us like a quick intro about you and your background so people know what's up.
Okay, well, my name's Joe. I've been following Dan for, I don't know, I'd say like 5 months. Before I joined the Boss program, I would kind of watch every single video, which are packed with information. I pretty much made my whole agency through his videos only. And then I noticed an opportunity to join the Boss program, and it was probably the best decision I made because I ended up closing in like 4 days of joining.
Okay, obviously that's pretty like crazy numbers, right? Like people watching this are going to be like very skeptical about that. So like, did you have sales experience before joining Boss, or what were you doing before?
I never had sales experience, nothing at all. I'm a little bit well spoken, kind of, but that's all I really needed. Like the scripts, I just practiced the scripts over and over, made multiple calls every day, and the results came.
So tell us about your results. What did you do within the 4 days, or like tell us?
So when I joined, I got access to the program, and there was a lot of stuff that I was kind of like I could optimize in my agency, like a lot to do with the campaigns and like the scripts a little bit. It was actually someone who I had already had in my interested campaign who I closed. You had the sales call script, and I just used that script, and the sales call went amazing. It was actually my first sales call I ever did too.
I know it's a one call close. That's why I was so cool, because I was like, damn, that was fast. But we
Yeah.
have had people get fast results, obviously, because like I said, we know what works. You've been following my stuff for a little bit too, like watching the free content. So there's a lot of stuff already that you were doing beforehand. But like, what did the Boss program really help you with? Like, why weren't you able to just do it alone, or what really, did it for you? What was the thing that really made it happen?
Mainly the program, like the actual program part of it, not like the chat. Because in the program, like you literally have everything like step by step there, like all the outreach methods, like the psychology, everything you like need. Like I don't think there's anything you could have added to like make it more simple. Like mainly the program.
So it was just the program, like taking it, but like, was there a certain lesson? Was it the sales training, or what helped you actually close it?
Actually, it may not seem proper, but the lesson about the psychology, about like the three portions of the brain, it's kind of like a funny video, but it really helps, and it really makes you understand like how a sales, like a cold call works. And once I watched that and I did make cold calls, like I could literally see what stage they were in and when they're like switching stages.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna pull up a whiteboard real quick because this is important for people watching. But like basically, there's 3 steps of the brain. This is what he's referencing. I've made free content about this on YouTube, but like I want you guys to really kind of understand what Joe's talking about here, because this is what holds a lot of people back. Like the 3 steps of the brain, usually it happens when you're doing outreach, but like the first thing that you get is this first initial response, which is what we call like the croc brain, right? So when somebody like picks up the phone and they have like a very emotional response, it's like, hello, this is Daniel. Hey, what's up? I was wondering if you take my referrals, right? And then you get the emotional response, which is not logical, right? They're not thinking logically. They're just like, ah, man, I'm not, ah, man, right? It's not even like a real thing. They're just like, like have this. And you get this a lot in real life too. It's not just sales, Joe, because imagine you're talking to your homie and you're like, bro, pull up, like, let's go hang out. And he's just like, ah, man, I don't. That's an emotional response. So we can handle that with the rebuttal. It's like, bro, you're not doing anything. You got nothing to do. Nobody's asking you for money. Pull up, bro. Let's go. And then they start to think logically. So if you're getting a lot of like pushback on the initial call, that's good. If you're getting negativity, that's good. That means you're at step 2. You can handle that with rebuttals and get to the logical part. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to help you. Obviously, that's why you're able to get the deals and stuff like that. I also want to keep this interview biased too, right? We just talked about this. So like, what are some things maybe that you wanted to see that you didn't see? Maybe some things that weren't what you thought. Just give us your expectations on that too within the Boss program.
Like something that I thought I expected but I didn't get was there's not a lot of communication like in the Slack. Like not a lot of people are really messaging, and I thought it would be more like ideas bouncing off each other and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean that's probably one thing that I could say that I didn't expect.
You're saying like the community is like inactive, right?
Yeah.
Bro, but when you put in your result, what happened?
Oh yeah, it blew up. Then everybody was there.
Bro, you were asking general questions, nobody cared. And then you put in your result and everybody was like, yo, what the heck? What is this? And that's how the community kind of works. So you got to also like, kind of reach out to people like, hey, what's up? Like, what are you doing? So I get it. It is a little bit inactive. Maybe I could do like probing questions, or maybe like some other thing to kind of put in the community, but that is true. Like nobody nobody was really messaging you or answering your questions other than me until you finally put in your results. And then people were like, yo, who's this Joe?
And then I got all the DMs and
I got a guy that hasn't talked to me in like 3-4 months. You post a result and then he's DMing me now. It was the hashtag he responded to you, but he's like, yo, what the heck? Dan, what about this? Like he started like messaging me too. So he kind of like, sparked a lot of people talking about that. But yeah, that's why we like to put in the results, because then you can network with people. People start talking to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the calls are good too, because like on Monday and Friday, those are good because everybody kind of talks together, and that's like where the real communication happens. And people do show up to the calls. So
there's a lot of done for you stuff inside the program too. Like a lot of stuff we're going to be adding, stuff that you haven't even seen yet, that I think can really help. So yeah, like with that said, what would you say to somebody who's like maybe on the fence right now, like thinking about joining the B.O.S.S program? What would you say to them as far as like getting started?
If you're curious about the B.O.S.S program and you're thinking about joining, the amount of content in this program and like the amount of value you get from this is like, it's crazy. Like for $1,000, like I don't really think you can get anything that has more value and content than this. This is the key to success right here.
It's just
and
like
you just have to put in the work. That's literally it. If you just put in the work, this is all you need. You don't need nothing else.
Bro, that's it. I give you an offer, a niche, I give you scripts,
everything.
Just do it. But also with that too, right? Like I still want to talk to the beginners out there, maybe people who don't have like a deal. Like what was it for you? Like if I was just starting out, right? Like I don't have a client, you just got your first client. How can I do that? What did you do that I'm not doing?
Definitely get all your campaigns proper, and following up is probably the most important thing. You hear it all the time, but it truly is. And handling objections, you need to learn how to handle objections, because that's how you get through like that emotional part of the brain, which is like the most important part, I think, of this.
100%. I see that too. Like follow up and rebuttals are probably like the biggest weaknesses for new people. And that's like the biggest thing that gets the results. It's like, don't be afraid to give a rebuttal. So many people want to be nice on the phone. It's like, dude, if you're just a little stern, you don't have to be rude, be polite, but stern. You'll have so much more authority and altitude on the call. Like people actually respect you. As long as you actually know what you're saying, you have the rebuttals, like you said. All right, Joe. So with that being said, we pretty much answered like the most asked questions, like the stuff that people really want to know. Is there anything else that you want to like finish off, like tell the people watching this video right now, maybe some words of encouragement, and also where people can find you on social media if they want to reach out?
Last words for anybody watching, definitely watch all of Dan's videos. And I would honestly take notes, because there's a lot of content and value. His channel isn't like huge, but the amount of value in it, like it should be huge. So definitely watch every single video and go through them multiple times, rewatch them, because you can set up your whole agency pretty much through it, and get the volume in. Make sure you're calling. Like don't be scared to call. You just have to send it. Like everybody's scared of like people freaking out at them on the phone. Like you just have to remember there's always a hang up button there. All you have to do is click the hang up button and they're gone forever. You never have to talk to them again. Yeah, like I said, just call every day. Set a goal. Say you want to call 40 people in one day. You'll probably get like 25 answers, 20 answers, maybe one appointment. Set goals for yourself. Set small goals, and yeah, you'll find success. It'll come. People who work get success, and that's how it is.
I remember that question too, because you said you basically were watching my stuff, but there's so many other people with like way better results. Why did you follow me? Why me?
I saw the system that you were using. I hadn't seen it before. I didn't even understand it myself. So I was like, I thought it was like some next level thing till I realized what you were actually doing. And the offer that you were giving was just like, I never seen that offer before. I said, this is a really good offer, and did it myself.
All right. Well, with that being said, I mean, I'm so glad that you were more than happy to get on this interview and like, share your story with everybody. Before we go, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Joe Catalano. That's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much again, Joe. Thank you for getting on, sharing your story. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you guys when I see you guys.
Thank you. See ya.